Welcome, and I'm Suzanne Francis from Craftgate. Today I have with me Denise Challis, who's the sales representative in Western Australia for Singer, Pfaff and Husqvarna. Thank you for joining me, Denise.
Thank you, Suzanne.
It's a pleasure. And Denise is going to tell us about the Singer Sewing Machine 4423, which is also classified as a heavy-duty one for utilising when you're wanting to sew with vinyl and denim. That's right, Denise, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. This machine is a little bit of a faux pas. When we talk about it being heavy duty, you'd expect it to be a very heavy machine to lift.
Right.
It's actually extremely light, but it is capable of going through 9 to 12 layers of denim without a problem.
Goodness.
Sewing through your vinyls and your leathers, repairing your horse blankets, canvas, tarpaulins. So it really is a lovely machine, and it also has some good dressmaking features on it as well. So it is good for a range of sewing situations.
Now you've got a sample in front of us,
Yes.
which is a vinyl belt.
Yes, I've got a vinyl belt here. The thing to remember when you're sewing on vinyls and leathers is to use a Teflon foot. A Teflon foot will allow the fabric, or in this case the vinyl, to feed smoothly. And the other thing that you must remember is to put a denim or a vinyl needle into the machine as well. And with our 4423, to change the feet over, it's very easy. It's just a matter of pressing the little release bar at the back there, and then lining this up and popping that next one back on there.
And also the thread that you've got on the machine at the moment is your normal polycotton.
Yes, you can use any thread on the machine. If you wanted to use a heavy duty thread like a top stitch thread, you will have to adjust your top tensions and your bobbin tension.
Right.
Which case I would suggest taking into a service centre or the Singer dealership that you purchase the machine from and get them to adjust it.
Right.
Because the bobbin is a little bit tricky with the top loading ones to adjust the tension. Yes, that's right. So with the decorative stitches, this particular model comes with 23 decorative stitches, or 23 stitches altogether, and they're all selected by this stitch dial here, and the stitches in blue are for stretch stitching, or you can use them for decorative stitching. To initiate the machine to sew those, you just a matter of turning this dial around so that the S1 for stretch is up, straight up here, and then whenever you turn this dial selector here, the stitch selector will be the blue one rather than the black one.
Yes.
So there's quite a good range of stitches to select from to do your decorative work.
Right. Now you've also got some denim pieces there with you. You were actually going to sew through some thicknesses for us,
That's
just to show us how effective the machine is.
Yes. And everyone has been waiting for this.
See how many layers we can successfully sew through. Yes.
Well, what I'll start with, Suzanne, is most of us would do repairs such as jeans hems, things like that.
Certainly, never ending. Yes.
That's right, and you will have problems with the needle feeding and penetrating through the fabric. I'm just going to select a straight stitch, so these are the black stitches here.
Right.
I'm going for a stitch length. When you're doing heavy duty fabric, you need to increase your stitch length to around 3.5.
Right.
We do have variable stitch width and lengths as well, so that makes this machine even more interesting to play with because there's different things that we can do with it. And if I can just find my foot pedal, which I've got.
So that handles 2 layers very effectively, doesn't it?
That's right.
Glides through very readily.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open out my seam and I'm going to fold it over, and that's imitating the seam on a pair of jeans.
That's true, that's right, yes. And we're going to sew through that tricky bit when you come up to a seam line.
Yes, that's right.
And it's handled it very effectively, hasn't it?
It has. Yes. I do slow down when I come to the seam just to give the needle a chance to complete the revolution and create the stitch correctly. And as you see, it had no problems going through that.
No, that's
and
true.
that's actually 4 layers. You've got 2 there, 3, 4. I like to live life dangerously.
And we're going to try some more layers.
We're going to take another fold.
Oh my goodness, so that'll bring us up to 6?
5.
5
layers.
all right.
That's right.
So let's see how we go. And as you said, you've slowed down a little bit to let it go through over that bulk.
Don't normally sit on the side of the machine, and as you can see,
It's handled
gone
it
through that
very well, hasn't it?
all.
Yes,
That's
it hasn't lost
So
its...
that's 5 layers of denim.
Right.
What I've got here is 3 layers,
Mm-hmm.
and if I then fold that over, that's 6,
6,
and that's 9.
9.
And that's a fairly good sandwich.
It is. Let's see how effectively it handles it. Yes.
Now we do have extra presser foot lift to height if you do happen to have something
That
as thick
thickness,
as this
yes.
going through. So we just raise that up. Make sure that you put your presser release
Right.
presser bar down, because it looks like it's down because of the thickness of the fabric.
In actual fact, it mightn't be.
It
So you
might
really
be
do
down,
need to
and
check.
you'll certainly know if you haven't got it down. So that's 9 layers of denim.
My goodness, and it's handling it so effectively, isn't it? Yes.
Absolutely, no problems at all.
That's great. So it's got a lot of tremendous features and is almost a workhorse.
Oh, it is.
Fantastic,
It's good.
yes.
It would be great for farmers who need to do repairs, and they've all got overalls and things like that, or horse blankets, down to the home sewer.
Yes.
Now, because we've got the ability to remove our accessory tray, which, by the way, all the accessories are actually stored in the front here, we now have a free arm, so that when we're doing the hems of our jeans,
That's
we
right.
can actually put the tube slide them on as well.
Which makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
That's right, it does. You can drop your feed dogs with this machine.
Right.
So there's a little lever at the back here. It's just a matter of sliding it, so you can drop your feed dogs if you want to do some freehand darning,
Yes.
or even some free motion embroidery
That's
or
right,
stippling or
yes.
something like that. We'll just pop those dog feeds back up again, because if I don't, I'll
Forget for
do
later.
anything. That's right. So I'll just bring those back up.
Right.
One of the things I want to show you as well is this is like an entry-level type machine.
Yes. Right.
And not only can you drop your feed dogs with an entry-level machine, but we do have a one-step buttonhole on this machine
Fantastic.
as well, which is really a treat to have.
Because that's not something you will find often on an entry-level machine.
No, you'll get a four-step buttonhole.
Mm.
And look, in reality, it's just a matter of not having to turn the dial, but this does a beautiful buttonhole
Right, yes.
for you. So all you do is you turn your stitch dial selector around to the buttonhole.
Right,
You take your stitch length back to the buttonhole symbol here.
yes.
Take your width up to around about probably 5,
Mm-hmm.
and your tension, you can probably drop your tension just a little bit.
Right.
And your needle position is in the centre.
Centre.
Now this is the buttonhole foot here,
Mm.
and your button goes into the back
The
here.
width that you want.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes.
So we pretend with our bobbins that
Bobbin.
they're buttons. So you just snap that closed. Oops, missed it.
Slipped out.
Like so,
Lovely.
nice and firmly.
Yes.
And the distance of this here, as it pulls backwards and forwards, adjusts the distance here, which is then affected by the buttonhole lever. So
Right.
that will actually determine the size of the button. You don't have to do any measuring.
Oh, how
or anything
fantastic
like
is that? Yes.
That's right. So we just pop that down underneath there like so. And then we take a piece of fabric.
Mm.
You bring down your buttonhole lever, which is on the side here, and
Right.
just give it a push, and that
Yes.
initiates it into the first stage of
Right.
the buttonhole. Make sure I've done everything else that I have to do. Lower the presser foot bar, and all you do
Ready
now
to go.
is let it make its own buttonhole. When it gets back to the beginning, you will just have to watch it because it won't stop. You have
Oh,
to actually
right.
stop
You
it when
actually
it
have
comes
to-
back
yes.
to the beginning.
Mm.
So that's actually quite open, but that's very easy fixed by adjusting our stitch length
And making it closer.
and making
Yeah.
it closer again. So
Right.
if I just give that another push.
So it's a fantastic machine for a beginner, a good starting machine,
Yes.
but also for the more experienced, it's a great basic machine to have on hand.
Yes, good
Yes.
little workhorse
Mm.
for if you're doing lots of sewing.
That's right, mending
Mending, stuff
and
like that.
especially
That's
children's
right.
garments and
Children's
costumes.
garments, that's right.
Yes.
So as you can see, when we
A
adjusted
bit
our
closer.
stitch
Yes.
length, it did become a lot closer. The machine is capable of sewing 1100 stitches per minute, so it will go very fast. It also has the ability to adjust the, I've got to say this very carefully, presser foot pressure.
Right,
So that
yes.
if you have very light fabric underneath it, you may want to release the pressure
That's
slightly.
right, yes.
And if you've got something a little bit heavier, you may want to tighten it up if you're having problems with the feeding. But I personally have never had to use that.
Right.
And I've actually, to be quite honest, never adjusted tension whether I'm sewing on chiffon or denim. It
Right,
just seems
it's-
to have
Handles it all well,
it handles
yes.
it all very, very well, that's right. Yes, so this is our entry-level 4423 heavy duty, which Singer's very proud of, and it has done extremely well in the market. People are very excited about it.
Thank you, Denise, for telling us about the Singer 4423 sewing machine. I'm sure people will enjoy sewing with it and with the different effects that you can achieve with the different thicknesses of fabric. For further information about the machine, do refer to our website. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Welcome, and I'm Suzanne Francis from Craftgate. Today I have with me Denise Chalice, who's the sales representative in Western Australia for Singer, Pfaff and Husqvarna. Thank you for joining me, Denise.
Thank you, Suzanne.
It's a pleasure. And Denise is going to tell us about the Singer Sewing Machine 4423, which is also classified as a heavy-duty one for utilising when you're wanting to sew with vinyl and denim. That's right, Denise, isn't it?
Yes, that's
Yes.
correct. This machine is a little bit of a faux pas. When we talk about it being heavy duty, you'd expect it to be a very heavy machine to lift.
Right.
It's actually extremely light, but it is capable of going through 9 to 12 layers of denim without a
My
problem.
goodness.
Sewing through your vinyls and your leathers, repairing your horse blankets, canvas, tarpaulins. So it really is a lovely machine, and it also has some good dressmaking features on it as well. So it is good for a range of sewing situations.
Now you've got a sample in front of us,
Yes.
which is a vinyl belt.
Yes, I've got a vinyl belt here. The thing to remember when you're